Okay, I think that is working now. I'm not quite sure. You know what? The only thing about streaming that I hate is when you're doing new things, you don't know if it's going to work until about 20 seconds later, and then you get an okay light. You get a little live green light, and I just got it. So I think we are live on the Great Debate Community channel. We're going to be doing a little practicing here, setting up NDI streams. What that allows us to do is we can use Skype now, and we don't have to mess with the formats every time somebody comes in. So we want to practice a little bit. We want to practice live, and we want to see if anybody wants to join us. You guys know my Skype. If you don't, it's Steve McRae on Skype, and ping me, and then we can see if we can get you in here, and then we'll put you up on the big screen. So I know it takes a few minutes for people to start finding us, because this is not the main channel. This is the Great Debate Community channel. This is why we have this channel, so we can do practice things like this. And if Nick wants to start running things, he might want to try using the stream rather than just regular Hangouts. So we're going to be moving away from Hangouts because Hangouts are going away in 2020. We are getting Google Meet. That's going to be, normally Google Meet is part of the Google Suite, but they're going to be giving that away free. So we'll try that out. But I think Skype might work for us if we can do with the NDI inputs, because I spent 5 hours with Dave here this morning figuring out NDI for both Xsplit and OBS. Think we figured it out. So like I said, this is going to be kind of a practice run. You guys can kind of help us along, give us your feedback on how things are actually kind of working here. Right now I have three actually NDI inputs that it's actually working pretty well over an alpha channel, see? So does anyone want to come in, though? Let me put the link to join us here. And by the way, it's unsnipeable, and I have to actually show somebody an NDI link. So it's a little bit better than just showing the entire screen, because somebody come in and do some nasty stuff. Well, in this case, they can't, because I actually have to approve them, and I actually have to show their video link, which I can monitor before I even show it. So I want to test that little feature out, because there's actually a monitor here, and it shows me their signal strength, which is really freaking cool, actually. So let's see if anybody wants to join us on Skype, and we can bring in a caller, and that way we can start doing more call-in type things, or just anybody wants to join us for Skype things. But anyways, David, you got some news tonight. What's going on with the Falcon Heavy, right?
Yeah, I think that starts in about 95 minutes over on Red's Rhetoric channel. I think that, from what I understand, they've got front row seats and the P1000 flat earther camera of choice. So it's going to be streamed live.
Oh, I think it's a P1000 now, doesn't he?
Yeah, P1000. I think that's what I said, didn't I?
I think it's a 900. Yeah. So, but I know, Nick, you got to go. You got to go here soon. So what do you got planned coming up?
Oh, let's see. I've got I have got oh God, my brain just completely emptied. On Friday we're doing, I think it's Friday, we're doing Ask a Philosopher. I think it's gonna be a call in. We're also gonna do we had postponed the problem of evil, the logical problem of evil, but have a number of people who wanted to discuss that, and there's somebody else on Twitter who wanted to there's a couple who wanted to do some call-ins, so we're going to do a call-in there. I think on Saturday I'm going to be on Great Debate Community with John, and we're going to, and then what is it? And then it looks like we may have another program coming up on the Great Debate Community on Sunday, which is my hope, but we'll have to see if we're ready for that.
Does he have a little bit of echo, or is it just me? Anybody?
It's just you, I think.
Really? Because you sound really good. Now, I turned down the audio and all the NDI puts, so that shouldn't be a problem there, because that was really horrific when I didn't realize that NDI had both video and audio, though. Yeah, so I know there's another channel over there that's live right now. I don't know how many people are watching, but it still amazes me that anybody's watching somebody who pretty much took money out of my pocket, haven't paid me a dime, doesn't seem to want to intend me to pay me a dime, stole my channel, and basically, I think committed fraud. But other than that, hey, watch what you want.
You got that worked out with Cheshire.
Oh, well, she wanted to pay off in trade, but she ain't worth that much, man. I love her to death, but not that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you got a quick synopsis, I have contacted a North Carolina lawyer. Well, they're reviewing all the materials tonight. I'm going to retain them tomorrow. We're going to get a cease and desist and a injunction of preservation. I don't think he's going to be able to stream much longer. So, but yeah, we're going to be going after for tens of thousands of dollars. So the fact that he doesn't want to talk to my attorney, in fact, is going to cost him probably an additional $10,000 for not wanting to talk to him.
And actually, while we're at it, Adam Friended and I were talking. we're talking, and he was going to have me on his channel at some point. I don't know, but he wanted to discuss this, and I was looking forward to discussing this with him. So there'll be more for people who have not gotten, completely overloaded with it. We're going to be discussing this, I think, with Adam Friended on his YouTube channel.
You definitely have an echo, by the way. I'm not imagining it.
Okay.
It's slight. It's a reverb. It's on your end because Dave doesn't have it and I don't have it.
Well, I got my AC running. Maybe it's that, or I don't know.
Maybe
All right.
it's not horrific. But yeah, so if you're
it's not the worst I've ever heard.
No, but if you want to have a discussion with Adam Friend, you're more than welcome to, as long as you know all the facts, the pertinent facts. We are going after him for theft, embezzlement, and other charges possibly as well. We're going full bore because he hasn't contacted my attorney in fact, which is Glenn Williamson. Glenn is not a guy you want to trifle with. He's very upset that he hasn't been taken seriously. So yeah, we're going balls to the wall. Yeah. But what's funny is there are people over watching that channel that have no ethical considerations whatsoever. Oh, who cares? Somebody stole tens of thousands of dollars. What does it matter? It's like you're the community moral people. I don't understand that, how they think that is in any way moral, ethical to do something like that.
Here's a question.
I think people are just bad at parsing out information, and some people are just, they don't want to bother to take the time to look into the facts, and they're just waiting to see where the cards
And they're giving him more money.
I know.
I'm just blown away. It really is like televangelism. It's like here you have this televangelistic cult of personality who clearly screwed the Patreons over and the fans over. That granted, most of them I picked up, and thank you very much for coming over to my Patreon. My Patreon was 32. It's now 120 or something. So huge difference. But I feel bad because he didn't fulfill his promises to them. And so it's to me he really screwed over the fans, and those fans were my fans too. So I feel personally responsible for that.
Yeah, it seems like if you bring this topic up over in their live chat, now it's considered drama and it's a bannable offense.
Yeah, I mean legally it's not stealing. What it is embezzlement. But it's the fact that he had a contractual obligation to pay. He had a fiduciary responsibility that he did.
Theft, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not technically stealing. I mean, obviously, legality-wise, it's not considered stealing.
Yeah, it's under its own heading, but isn't it like a subset of theft, like a particular type of theft?
It's embezzlement.
It depends. Well, it depends. You can make an argument for stealing for one other. You can also make it for, well, it depends on exactly how and what he did with the money. But if he reinvested that money into non-sequitur show, so if he took all that money and reinvested it in a non-sequitur saying, hey, I'm investing in the channel, which of course his argument is, guess who doesn't own any of that channel? So if he takes Steve's portion and reinvests it into a channel
not allowed to do that.
Does not own.
Not allowed to do that. No, definitely not allowed. I mean, whatever the legal term is doesn't matter. We're going to go civilly and criminally if we have to, but we definitely have a civil case. There's no question about that. It's all how much money he wants to spend in lawyer fees, because obviously Glenn has deep pockets, and he told Kyle whatever money he spends on it, he will get out of his ass. So I'm just like I said, I'm just blown away that anybody's still watching that channel. It's not what it was. I tried to watch a few minutes of him and Katie the other day, and it was abysmal. First of all, she made promises too. She said, "Oh, Steve will get his money." I like to know, Katie, how do you know that? You haven't seen the books. What is this? You have faith? Is this something that you believe on faith that I'm going to get paid on this? And you're a journalist, Katie. You're supposed to have journalistic integrity. Guess what? You don't. And by the way, I'm free to say what the fuck I want. I've talked to legal people. There's nothing wrong with me talking about this whatsoever. So people say, oh, well, Steve has, in public. Yeah, I want public pressure. I've been told to put public pressure on Kyle, because if Kyle decides to actually pay me without having to go through multiple levels of court things, I get more money, he gets more money, lawyers get less money. It's pretty simplistic. But the lawyer had told me if he gave that advice to everybody, he would not be driving a BMW. So I understand how that works, right? But yeah, we'll keep you posted on that. But anyways, yeah, I want somebody to join us. So is anybody, Cheshire, come on in. I want to see how this works.
Oh, yeah.
You have the Skype link.
She's too good for us. She doesn't want to come in. She's in the live.
I need a token female though. It's like a YouTube thing.
I was going to make a really nasty joke towards Cheshire, and then I realized she could beat me up, and so I'm not going to do
could.
that.
Come on, Chesh, get in here so I can make sure this works properly. Let's see. Do I got to send it to her again? Add.
They're not going to hear it right away because of the delay, remember?
Yeah, it's only like 20 seconds. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I just think it's really funny that there's still people holding on to that what's remnant of that show, like it's anything worth watching. And they're giving money to somebody who stole. And I do think it's stealing, and I'll grant not in a legal sense, but he took money out of my pocket and my daughter's pocket. I don't know how else you look at that.
Yeah, tonight, Steve, they're doing the story of NXIVM, some multi-level marketing cult in New York. They don't have any guests. They don't have any experts or anybody who was involved. It's just Kyle and Katie talking about it.
I'm sorry, but Katie, you are one of the most driest people I've ever heard in my life. She's absolutely boring. She writes good articles. I will give her that. I'm not going to diss on her patheo stuff. But
yeah, no, the articles are fine.
Articles are good, but she's boring as shit on stream. That's for damn sure. She has no charisma whatsoever. All right, let's see if I can add. Look who I'm adding. Wait, is it going to work? I'm checking on her monitor. Make sure it's actually her first. It is her. Yes. So I am going to add. Oh! I'm so excited. It took me 5 fucking hours to figure this shit out. Yeah.
And now it functions.
Yes. You guys don't know the difficulty that Dave and I went through this morning figuring this out. We tried everything. We updated the drivers. We updated everything. And finally, the last-ditch effort was like, oh, let's update Skype. Sure as shit, I didn't have the latest Skype version.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have the framework to begin with. So, like, even with the latest Skype, we would have had to do that.
That's why Slippery Slope is taking so long, because we have to have that framework set up ahead of time.
I needed to add the framework too, so...
Yeah,
please tell me.
We fixed it today.
John, give one sec.
95% of the work.
One sec, John. Give me your Skype, and I will add you to the call.
Chad is saying there's still an echo.
Yeah, I'm gonna bail in a second anyway.
It's Nick. I don't know what he's doing.
It's me.
Okay.
It's me. But I'm just asking, Dave. You didn't make him restart his computer, did you?
3 times.
I did once.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I did 3 times.
Yeah, notice it's a real problem. All right, I'm gonna bail, but I will hopefully be back in about a half hour, 45 minutes. Okay. So,
awesome. See you soon.
See you soon.
What is your Skype, John? And I think Skype has a phone number too you can call in too, so if we get this set up right, people can actually call in. And so when he leaves,
I'm the biggest.
I could actually just take him and make him go away like that. Oh, there you go. Get the hell out, Nick. But John said, how do I join? And now I can't get back to him. He's not paying attention here. John.
I'm going to check to see if we're still echoing.
Oh, we're still outgoing. No, we're still live. I got green across the board. Okay. I will add you. Let's see if this works here. Add, search. Okay, there's like 4 or 5 of them. Are you in Germany? No, you're not in Germany, so that was not you. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of the J. Pete there, John. Here, just add me. It's not that hard. Steve McRae, look at that. Oh shit! I can't even spell my own freaking name right.
You've been watching Nick spell it for too long.
Yeah. Do you guys really know he wrote an article and he misspelled my name like 15 times. I had to correct. You don't think the audio's okay? Wait, my audio's good. What the hell is you talking about?
The audio sounds fine in here, but the playback doesn't sound as good on YouTube. I don't know if it's just me though. It might just be. It
could be just you. I don't know. I boosted up my gain a little bit, but I don't.
It might also just be some setting in something that we didn't look at yet. It's possible.
Well, I'm going to be putting on VoiceMater Banana. The problem with VoiceMater Banana is every time I do use it, it just goes nuts. I haven't quite figured out how to use it. I'm using Xsplit JMD Apologetics right now, but I can use OBS too.
It is a confusing thing if you don't know your way around it, and it's finicky. But once it's set up,
needs more downvotes.
But I don't give a shit if they got downvotes, upvotes. I think it's to me, why bother to even go give them a downvote? Because that gives them a view. I don't even bother with them. I just think that anybody that still watches that channel, I really don't want to have them around for the most part. I understand there's a tribalistic thing, but there are some people that are still over in that channel that I just don't trust worth a damn. Right? I just don't. I don't want them around. I don't want them to have anything to do with my channel. I don't want them to do with me. They're not ethical people. I surround myself with good people. I surround myself with ethical people. That's how I've come as far as I have on YouTube. I do make mistakes by associating with some people that I shouldn't, but I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But once they've done to me what somebody like Kyle has done, yeah, anybody in that group, I really don't want to have around. I mean, can you blame me? I mean, they're just what kind of ethical person thinks that, oh, well, yeah, Kyle did some bad things, but, we're going to still watch him. Are you kidding me? If a theist did that, they would be all up on his ass. That, to me, is indicative of what tribalism is. If you think about it, if he was a Matt Powell and he did that to somebody, to an atheist, they would have excoriated him. Look who's in the audience, Christy Santiago. Ah, sorry.
Hi, Christy.
All hail.
Hello.
So is Jim? By the way, we're really wired on coffee today, trying to fix this today. So, did Jim get the link? Did he figure it out? Because I haven't got anything from him. Nope. No, John. I don't know where John's at. Come on, we want to make Skype really easy to come in and out of and be able to join, and I don't have to reset any of the layout, and I can tell who's in before I broadcast them, so I can't get sniped. Well, you can't really get sniped or bombed.
Did they say that I had an echo as well in the chat?
No, you sound good.
If so, then probably what's going on is each of the inputs are carrying audio in, which is coming out of Skype, and then there's a second copy coming out of Xsplit, and it's being captured as Windows audio and broadcast out. I could be creating an echo for you.
Not on my end. You can't snipe. You can't snipe Skype.
Everybody but you.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't hear it on your end, Steve.
Well, the outside said the audio is fine, so.
Yeah, I thought I seen somebody say that there was an echo for me too. I just wanted to check if that was the case.
Saw one said for me, but I just turned all my stuff down, so hopefully that solved it.
Okay.
Well, this is where we're getting all the bugs out. But unfortunately, we have to go live every so often to get bugs out because we don't know how things do work and do sound until they're actually live. That's why I'm on the GDC channel, because it's kind of a practice channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, if anybody is interested, apparently the Falcon Heavy is going live in 15.
15 minutes?
That's what it said on the tweet.
Awesome. Well, we can promote the shit out of that then. But I want to make sure somebody...
I gotta go, guys.
You're not going yet anywhere?
I have to, yeah. I got some company just arrived.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Leave me alone with Chesh. I don't mind. Whatever. She probably does. Get the hell out.
Have fun.
See, watch this. See, I can move this stuff around, and when he leaves, it doesn't screw the layout up.
Hooray!
That's awesome. But what I'm really bothered by is I can't get John. I don't even find him. He says he sent me a message. John, where did you send me a message? Under Steve McRae, I don't see anything from you. I think you're lying to me. I think you're a dirty, dirty liar, John. Where's he at?
John's a liar. Yeah.
He's just teasing me. Well, I've got 5 JPs, but unfortunately one's in Germany and the other ones are JP Mail, John P 45 something, Micro Starbuck, and Wager 1. I don't know which one's him.
That's the link for the Falcon Heavy. For when it goes live, it's just it says 80 minutes on it, but whatever.
Well, there's a big difference between 80 minutes and 5.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me see. You know what?
The tweet says one thing, the premiere says something else.
You figure out how to get John in the call here, and I'm going to figure out how to add a source. Yeah, you. Come on, you have one job.
Oh, okay. I thought it was to smile.
No. It's to do technical stuff at the moment. I'm hiring you for your brain. Why are you so sexist? I mean, we like you for your mind, not your looks. What kind of twisted people do you think we are here, Cheshire?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. I hear and obey. You've seen Stepford Wives, right?
Oh, only parts of it. I've never seen the whole thing.
The original or the new one? There was a newer one.
Oh,
I watched the original
with
years
Broderick.
ago. I gotta watch another one. I'll watch it again. Okay, so if I want to play that video, let me see here. I got video playlists. I got streams. I got scenes, media files, web page. I guess it would be on a web page. So let's try that. Oh! Look at that! Look at that! One of these days I'll have these down. I'll have the seamless. But look at that. We can actually
Bull's
do a
here!
reception.
Bull!
Where's Bull? I don't see Bull.
He's in the chat.
Oh, Bull, come on in. Oh no, he's at the Falcon Heavy launch.
He's on, yeah.
We're not gonna actually like stream it like this. I'm just practicing Bull.
My volume is lower than Steve's. Do I need to turn that up, or does Steve need to turn that up?
I can't turn you on or up. What I can do is I can turn down my gain a little bit, which will equalize myself down to you. And
Well,
then
I
people
can
hear
turn
the
mine
volume.
up as well.
I'll turn up your gain a little bit.
Okay. 1 second. Also, I've got John.
Oh, did John come in?
Yeah, I'm getting him. Hold on a sec.
Okay, because I have my monitor here and I don't see him in the monitor. Boy, I don't think people know what goes on behind the scenes of these things. It's ridiculously complicated. I mean, normally Dave will be producing some of this stuff, but if he's not available, then I got to produce. So I'm practicing here.
Hold on, I gotta key it in manually.
So how's the rest of you guys doing in the live chat out there? Oh my goodness, we actually have 68 people watching this test. Really? We're not even doing much of anything. They're that starved for content. I love that. Let's see here. All right, hang on, people. We're doing this.
Almost there. I just need to confirm his screen name.
Who? John?
Yeah.
J. Pete something or other.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. I'm just double checking with him.
Oh, just add him. It's how many J. Pete's are there? Because like I said, I'll see on the monitor when he comes in here. And I like the monitor because it actually tells you their signal strength.
Okay, yeah, I got him. I sent you a friend request.
So everybody in the live chat, go ahead and tell me what's been going on with you guys. What you guys been thinking about all this? You got any questions? By the way, people have been bugging me for an Amazon wish list, and I'm not a really materialistic person. There's not a lot of stuff that I really need or want. However, I was talking to Chester and a few other people, and I said, look, you know what? There might be a few items I wouldn't possibly get myself that are like under $10 a piece. So I am doing a wish list, but there's small little items, knick-knack little shit, hit or miss. Just like, for example, like my chair armrest is gone, and I literally cut myself. I don't know if you can see that, but I cut myself on my chair armrest. See that? And it's sharp plastic. So I want to get these little pads to put over it so I don't have that problem. That hurt, by the way. That
I turned myself up a
booger.
little bit. Hopefully that's okay.
And a writing pad.
I don't have to be on camera, do I?
Do you want to be?
I mean, I'm have much the same problem that Red's Rhetoric has. I don't want to cause your audience to run away.
Well, I'm going to put you... you don't have to go on camera, but let me see what it does when I add you as an input. Oh, it just shows you the Skype thing. That's all. Yeah, that's all. So look. So if you come in and do you have an avatar? Or a...
Yeah, you can turn subtitles.
Like right now, I'm looking at... It just says it's got a big J and then my name, JP. I don't know if that's what comes up.
Okay, what we need to practice...
Whatever.
What you need to do is this. Okay, hang on. If I do your NDI input is just going to be a Skype thing. Do you have a virtual camera? I want to see if that works. If you do it,
what that is. I'm on my phone right.
Okay, then a virtual camera allows you, instead of doing like a video camera like this, what a virtual camera allows you to do is send anything you want, like a picture or an avatar, things of that nature. So if you don't want to ever like go on camera, I want to see if it works with a virtual camera. OBS has a virtual camera. Xsplit has a virtual camera. Magic Camera has a virtual camera. So there's different ways of doing it.
Are you talking about like what Team Skeptic has?
Yeah.
Like where it's like an avatar, but it's lip moving shit when he talks? Yeah.
Something along those lines. Or just a still picture. Like, I mean, I'll show you. If I could actually do... I can go into OBS and I can start an actual...
Chat's asking if you have new glasses yet.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't got new glasses yet. I still have to do some other things before I go down there and get glasses. But I definitely need to get ID because I want to go to Boston. But I need to go on vacation. I want to go down to Florida too. I want to hang out with Bodily and Reds too.
How's Bull doing anyway?
He's down there with the launch right now. So.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
You mean the fake launch? The fake launch is happening?
You're not supposed to tell people that's not real. Do you understand how this works? We cannot be shills if we're going around and tell people that shit's fake, okay?
I didn't even realize we were live, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, we're semi-live. I mean, we're on the other channel. Look at this. Falcon Heavy launch. STP2 Nikon P1000 Res Rhetoric. 40 likes, 0 dislikes. And I just gave him a like myself. So.
Bool is saying only one NDI audio input from Skype, and that the others should be muted.
Yeah, I muted all. I muted all of them. I muted all the NDI input audios. Should there be one not muted? Because all the audience all hears. If I don't mute the audio, if I don't mute the audio on the NDI, it gets this weird feedback. Now, I could turn mine on. Oh, then I get echo. I don't want to do that. So yeah, I think they have to turn all the audio off on the NDI. If that wasn't the case, then the outside wouldn't be able to hear any of us. So they can hear. I'm pretty sure they can hear each one of us. Testing audio. Do you hear me? Cheshire.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ask the audience.
You want to know if the outside can hear. Hold on.
I mean, I'm watching. You have to wait for them to catch up.
I've got it up on my other phone.
Okay, and then John just talks. We'll see if they can hear all three of us in here.
Hello.
They should. I mean, like I said, I don't think any NDI audio should be on. Oh, I'm watching the long log feed. I was watching Red's live feed. No wonder I was like, everybody's like super quiet. Like, what the hell's going on, people? I was watching the long live.
Bull says it's fine now.
Ozzy Globehead. Sorry, I missed your super chat because I was in the wrong. Oh, I'm going to get used to this one of these days. Ozzy Globehead, 50 Australian. Thank you, Ozzy Globehead. Lifelong anti-flat earther, right? Shieldbot practice run. This is what this is. This is why we're having a hell of a time figuring this out and why we spent 5 hours working on the NDI this morning.
Somebody on Red's chat said 46 waiting here, 5 waiting on non-sec. Lol.
Well, they're not waiting on non-sec any longer because non-sec is live, but I can go over there and tell you how many are watching without actually going on the channel. If you just go to the channel, it shows you how many watching without actually going on. Oh, they have 95 watching. 95 people don't give a shit that Kyle pretty much ripped off them and won't contact anybody. That amazes me. I don't get it at all. Because I'm just telling you the way it is, man. He has not talked to me. He hasn't talked to Glenn. He hasn't talked to anybody about the books. He hasn't talked about anybody about the money. All I see is he's taking the money and running.
He's trying.
And so this narrative from Katie and GE and Jimmy and KC, oh, Steve's going to get paid. How the fuck do you know? I didn't realize that they had psychic abilities. I didn't realize that they were faith-based in their so-called objectivity.
Maybe they know because they realize that you've got the legal high ground as far as this goes. I mean, you can't just dissolve a partnership.
That's a given. But you would think somebody would be going, hey, you might want to negotiate in some ways.
Hey, Steve, I got a question.
Yeah. But anyways, well, quick. Thank you again, Ozzy Globehead, for that super chat. I don't think we ever had super chat. We don't get too many super chats on this particular channel. So thank you. What?
What's gonna happen if I try and share screens?
We're gonna get demonetized forever.
Oh no, all right.
Depends what you're wearing.
For sharing screens? I'm already on camera.
Oh, well, again, depends what you're wearing. It depends what you're sharing. I've seen some of the stuff you have on your desktop. You can't put that on YouTube.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if it was going to futz up the entire thing.
Jay Harry says, I was about to ask what the news was on the payment. Any word from Kyle's attorney? No, we don't know who Kyle's attorney is. Sorry if I answered. I jumped out of the stream for a minute. Nobody seems to know who his attorney is. So, yeah. How amazing how that works, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I kind of figured most of the money's gone too, but there's still a substantial amount of money left, and I'm going to be going after that. Ruthless NZ $10. $10 New Zealand is only worth about $1 on your money, but it's the thought that counts. Put it toward your glasses. You know, I got enough, man. I mean, I'm doing okay. I've got $99 worth of coverage for my vision. That'll pay for the eye appointment. Then it's like $300 for the glasses and contacts. I've already got that covered. I'm not hurting right now by any stretch of imagination. The amount of support has been just mind-boggling. So a $2 super chat to me is great. It's just all I need. But people, like I said, I've told people I don't need a wish list, and they will not say no. So like I said, my entire wish list all combined is less than probably $50. So I'm gonna just put stuff out that I probably would never get for myself. There's I have another mic here that I had earlier that I want to use for a secondary mic on the other unit, but my cord got busted. So I mean, I would probably never go out and buy another cord because I don't go anywhere. So I put like a cord on there, and I like I said, I put I put things from my seat because I really fucking hurt. I ain't kidding. I'm a big baby. Men are babies when they get hurt. We really are. It's true though. When we get sick and when we get hurt, we bitch, we gripe, and we complain. Women, they suck it up. Women you don't see cry when they get hurt. They cry when they get emotional, but they don't cry when they get hurt. They get angry.
There's actual biological reasons for that.
Well, probably because when they go through childbirth, that shit hurts a lot, I'm sure.
Women tend to have a higher pain tolerance in general,
yes.
But the emotional tears tend to come from there's too many chemicals, so they get released through the tear duct.
Ah, I'm going to take your word for that. Yeah.
Cool, good, because I can't remember.
So what you're saying is biologically it's understood why I'm a big baby when it comes to pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have an excuse.
Well, and I got a small burn on this finger too. I was cooking, and I was making some pasta, and I grabbed the pot handle, not thinking about it. I was just spaced off because it's shit. But anyways, I bought myself some new pots. They're coming tomorrow, or pans. I was telling Cheshire earlier, I have like 6 or 7 pans that are all supposedly non-stick that are no longer non-stick. If food sticks to it, they're old as shit, right? I mean, they're probably 6 or 7, 8 years old. I'm throwing them all out tomorrow. I bought these new non-stick pans. They're really inexpensive, but they're 3 sizes, and I'm happy as can be. So, the fact I was able to splurge and buy some fucking pots and pans for a change. Because I'm getting rid of all that old pots and pans. Yeah. Because I like to cook, but damn, you know how bad it is to cook and things stick?
It's awful.
Can I talk about my boo-boo again? Come on, Cheshire, make the boo-boo go away. See, I want you to pity me. Feel bad for me.
I feel bad for you all the time. I see your Twitter feed.
Yeah, no, me too. I feel bad for my Twitter feed too.
What'd you do to your thumb?
My chair, the padding for the chair came off, and so it just has this hard plastic. It's really sharp, and so I kind of like sat down wrong and kind of like moved a little bit, and it just gouged me the fuck out of me. So why are we on this channel? Because this is the practice channel for all this kind of stuff, not my live channel. So.
Oh, thanks. You got me on the practice channel. All right.
Yeah. Hey, Kage says, "Hey Steve, who's the guest? This isn't Without a Crystal Ball, is it?" Yeah. This is Katie Without a Crystal Ball, the one who says I'm gonna get paid, but has no evidence that I am. So much for journalistic integrity. That has no personality whatsoever. I went to her channel the other day because somebody said she made a video about me, and I watched it, and it was this half-assed excuse kind of apology. I don't know what the hell it was, but basically she was trying to recuse herself from all this drama, even though she's added to the drama to no end. And I saw another video on there, and I didn't realize it was just a real upload of what they had on the non-sequitur show, and I watched about the first 10 minutes of it. Oh my God. It was horrific. First of all, the technical problems, you know what, they need to get a producer. They should get a producer. Hey, Bull! But it was the technical problem was ridiculous. But worse was, there's just no chemistry there. She is boring. She has no personality. She has nothing to add to a conversation. Sure, she writes good articles, and she if you want to go after Jilly Juice, great. But her and Kyle, they're just too much alike to have any real dialogue. And so I watched like 10 minutes of it, and I swear to God, it was ridiculously bad. And I would have said that even if I was still non-sequitur with him. I would have been like, this is crap. This is garbage. And I think a lot of people actually acknowledge that as well. So
I just got a Skype message that said Cheshire Vic shared a photograph. Do I want to look at that?
Well, it depends. Do you know what she has a commission right now from Nick, and can we tell what it is?
Well, no, I saw. Well, are you talking about the picture she tweeted out earlier today about maybe having caught something?
No. I don't want to like give away her work, but Cheshire, can you say what you're doing for Nick?
Oh yeah. I was just doing some extra whale porn.
Yeah, she's researching whale penises.
Yeah.
What?
Actually,
Whatever.
I was researching mammal, like aquatic male or female and male, but mostly looking for female pelvis bones.
Here's the
We've
thing,
all.
though.
Hey, trust me.
You might
We're
wanna-
all looking for female
might-
pelvis. Trust me.
You might want to avoid. You might want to avoid that topic though, because I thought GE had the market cornered on 15-foot whale penis.
Well, according to non-sequitur
skeptical.
show, that's pretty much the entire gist of the show now. Kyle's hair and G's penis size. That's it.
I'm a real skeptic. I'm skeptical about that.
I'm not. I don't give a shit one way or another. I don't need evidence for that. Trust me on that. But when you got people like GE,
Hey, listen, I didn't say I wanted.
look at you have the
skeptical
cult.
about the answer.
You have like the cult of anti-personality between Katie, KC, GE, and well, that's pretty much all of them. And Kyle, there's just no personality between the four of them. I don't even know how they think they can actually have a show like that. But hey, more power to them. And if people want to go watch that crap, be my guest. I'm just saying that there are some people that are watching over there that I really don't want around my channel because they're actually saying that what he did was okay. If you think what Cal did okay, I don't need you around. Straight up. I mean, that's just the amount of unethical business understanding of business that you must have to think what he did was ethical. Yeah, you are not worth having around my channel.
Well, even if without understanding of business, like just a matter of interpersonal relationships. If you have any understanding about how human beings need to communicate, you know what happened was shitty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Godless Cranium has no personality and blocked me for liking JF's show. Yeah, well, Godless Cranium, by the way, is going around to my friends telling them to avoid my channel because I am somehow in love with a white racist.
What? What?
Talking about
Hello? What? Jesus?
What?
What the hell?
Who dis? I don't understand.
New stream, who dis? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Goddess Cranium? I mean, I had JF on twice. The first time was something innocuous, which nobody gave a shit about. The second time we were talking about something a little bit more biological when it came to genes and memes. How the fuck does that make me love white racist? I believe when I was making a heart, it was something either to a person in the audience or something completely different. I have no love for JF. I mean, granted, I respect the fact he is a legit PhD in biology, and I wouldn't mind having a conversation with some of the things that he believes biologically speaking with other experts, because I think he's wrong on some things. But that's because I have discussions. But to think that somehow I have affinity toward a white racist, Goddess Cranium, you have to be the biggest fucking moron on the planet to even try to run that narrative to my friends who are coming to me going, why is Goddess Cranium doing, saying this about you and shit? Because they tell me these things, man. Come on, you're trying to slander me and to people that actually know that I'm not a white racist? Holy shit, come on.
Well, I mean,
how deplorable is this guy?
That's kind of the risk you run, though, and this happens a lot when people have, say, an objectionable person on their stream or in their video. Then people want to assume that the person who owns the program agrees with everything that they say.
We have flat earthers on. Does that make me a flat earther?
Right, exactly.
I get along with some of the flat earthers, like Mr. Chedwick. We actually been getting along okay. I asked him about the whole Patricia Steer thing, and he's like, oh, I'm not going to miss her. He made a brilliant video on her. Did you watch it? It was great. The guy's got freaking talent, let me tell you.
I mean, that brings up an interesting point, though, is there a negative side? Like, say you bring somebody on who is, you might term a bad actor or someone that has some really outlandish, fucking ideas and beliefs. I mean, and you want to bring them, you want to bring them on, you want to expose them. Well, I'm talking about a little more heinous than flat earth, but you bring them on to, say, expose them, but is there another side of it where by giving them the platform, you are strengthening them in the eyes of certain people?
So there was something that I was talking to Kyle about in the background a little bit, and this isn't like unknown knowledge, so I'm not like sharing anything that's like, oh shit. But I had offered to do background research, like volunteer research in my free time, to be like, listen, you seem to be having trouble with having accident guests going in directions that you weren't ready for them to go in, which means that you haven't spent enough time essentially digging into them, right? And I'm like, give me who your guests are going to be ahead of time, and I'll do you a quick deep dive, or I'll do a deep dive and then give you essentially like a one-page write-up about these are the points. There seems to be their main contention. This is their position. Look out for this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Isn't
said,
that basically what happened when Garepi and then I forget who the other fellow was, and they both came on, and in some form or another they were both for an ethno state?
Yeah.
Like kind of surprised you guys.
Well, yeah, I didn't realize that Psycho-Path Atheist, I should have, and Ocean was right, I probably should have realized that probably would have been something they would agreed upon, but it's something that ran through my head. Right. But obviously at the time I was trying to explain, look, I'm against this. I'm not for this. Right. But Kage says, you're not a white racist. You're barely even white. Dance. Prove me correct. Dude, I am whiter than shit when it comes to dancing. I cannot dance. I have no skill whatsoever. But I'm against
it. Meetup, we'll have to go dancing.
I would. Nope. No. Unless you want to square dance.
Yeah, hell yeah. Absolutely. I know how to square dance.
Oh, really? I took square dancing. My parents were square dancers.
Yeah, I did. I was pretty young when I
there's
did
a fun fact for you. Actually, somebody asked me today for 2 fun facts. That's one of them. I square danced. Alaman left and do say do. Yeah.
I know how to jive. Does that count?
No. Do you know how to crunk?
No.
Do you want to know how to crunk?
No. I don't know what that means.
You don't know crunking?
No.
Oh, you should look up crunking.
You need to show it to me.
Yeah. I'll show it to you. I'll show you anything you want. You've never heard of crunking? I'm surprised. Okay.
I'm concerned. I mean, you didn't hear about dick butt.
I didn't know what dick butt was. No.
We're even now.
This is true. Yeah. Do you guys know what the dick butt is in the audience? Because I had never heard of dick butt before until she showed me, and I'm like, okay, it's exactly what you think it is, but at the same time, I'm like, why? I don't get it. I don't know. I
don't think he noticed that in the picture I did for Reds with where he's the Spartan, he's got the bag on his head. That's dick butt poking through his pants there.
Do you realize we have 100 people watching? We're just dicking around. We're not even doing anything.
I told you that we should have done morning coffee on Monday, and you were like, "Who's gonna watch that?"
Well, it's just. I like to have a guest or something on. You and I just banter back and forth. But I think you're right. Listen, okay, well, you ask them.
Chat.
Uh-oh. She's breaking out the big guns here.
Would you be interested in having something that's a show like sort of like a morning cup of joe kind of thing, where you just kind of hang out and talk about our projects, talk about kind of back-end stuff and seeing kind of what everybody's doing, and talk about random topics and see kind of back-end stuff, and see what people are up to and what's going on, and you could have like rotating who's around in the morning and who's got some coffee ready. What do you guys think?
So it'll be kind of be like Pimp's Morning Wood, except that Cheshire we were wearing just a robe.
Yeah, sure.
And drinking coffee. Don't worry, it has to be like, can't be too much because it's used YouTube, but she'll be in her morning pajamas or robe, and we'll have morning coffee on a Monday or something and just catch up.
Bold of you to assume that I ever wear anything but pajamas.
Bring on the morning wood. Yeah, no, I'm. Oh, by the way, I am going to be on Drunken Peasants tomorrow, guys. Again, they invited me on again. I guess for some reason they like me on the channel.
I'm getting a whole lot of yeses.
Yeah, no, I can see that. But you cheated. You used the little doe puppy-eyed thing. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, she gets what she wants. Whatever. All right, we'll work something out with that. We also got Nick coming in for Ask a Philosopher. We've got Dr. Fuzz Rana coming on. We got him having a discussion with Misha Griffith, Dr. Misha Griffith. And I just found out this morning that Dr. Hugh Ross wants to join that. So we're going to have discussion on the philosophy of science and how science actually works from a theistic perception, from an atheist, agnostic, the whole 9 yards, and why science doesn't really give a shit what your theological beliefs are. All of us, I seem to be on the same page of how science works. However, I think with them, they take it a little bit, they do some really weird stuff when it comes to reasons to believe as far as their beliefs on biology. I get that, right? But the scientific method is a scientific method. The hypothetical deductive method is a hypothetical deductive method. So, yeah, Hugh Ross saw me and Fuzz talking about it. He's like, I'm down for that. So how cool is that, right? Oh, yeah, I owe you a shirtless show. I tell you what, I was shirtless this morning. You guys want to hear a funny story? Okay. I'm not even waiting for the response. You know they're fucking going to say yes. True story today. So I was having a conversation with SJ, right? And we're just, we hang out every so often. So we're having a little hangout. And if you look on the G Plus, you can see who's in the hangar. Right? You can see people when you're added to it, the outside thing, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, like Gmail. And so we finished what we were talking about, and I had Nicholas Suter come on. But it was really hot, and I just turned on the AC, and so I had my shirt off, right? So Nick comes into the call. It's just me and him, and I'm shirtless. And he noticed I was talking to SJ, and he's like, what were you guys doing? He's like, Steve, were you shirtless with SJ? And I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, no, just why would you ask such a thing? I was like, first of all, how'd you know I was talking to SJ? And he's like, well, because her name was in the outside chat. I'm like, oh yeah, but I'm like, no, I was not. No, don't even start that. Oh man. But yeah, I guess I don't care.
I thought you meant that you brought Nick on while SJ was there.
No, SJ had left, and then Nick came on, and he's like, were you just talking to SJ? And I was like, yeah. He's like, and you're talking to her topless? I'm like, well, first of all, why would it matter? But I'm like, no. I was like, I just took my shirt off to talk to you because I was hotter than shit.
Hey, so is it all right if I say what we're doing Saturday on the DDC?
By all means.
So it's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern this Saturday because the feature channel this week is Topic Thunder, and she lives in England. And I came up with a topic based on something she had tweeted out like a week or so ago. Apparently there was a court case going on, and she linked to it. And I just, glanced over it. I haven't really researched it all the way yet. But apparently in this court case, one of the parties was arguing that female genital mutilation is a religious right. And so the topic...
No, it's not a religious right. No, I'm sorry, it's just not.
So the topic on Saturday, we're going to talk about that, but the broader topic is going to be religious, female subservience, and how that is, antithetical to human rights and equality.
No, that's a good topic, actually. I've kind of changed my position a little bit. Here's the thing. Okay, definitely when it comes to female genital mutilation, I think that's just a horrid, abysmal, and should never, ever happen in any circumstances. That is not a religious thing. That's actually just, I would call that something more than harmful. It's an egregious rights violation. But circumcision, that's part of a culture thing, and there's obviously might be some medical reasons for it. But at the same token, how much is it really needed? So I was always pro circumcision as far as like the parents being able to decide that, right? But I might be shifting my position on that. I think I might be able to be talked out of that, given some more convincing, because for the same reasons as, well, if you're going to use that reasoning for circumcision, then you probably use that reasoning for female genital mutilation, and that doesn't fly with me, right? So we can't hear you, Chesh. The only woman in the room who wants to talk about genitals, and yet she's muted. Story of my life. Yeah. Go ahead.
So the thing is that it is genital mutilation, no matter how you want to phrase it. It is circumcision is genital mutilation. Now, if you want to find it acceptable, okay, I'm not going to agree with you. But the thing is that ultimately it's the same with I would even make the same argument about getting a baby's ears pierced.
I don't think babies should have their ears pierced.
Let them decide when they're older.
Yeah.
You're not are you going to tattoo your fucking kid? No.
The thing is, though,
they should make when they're older. If you want to get circumcised when you're older, fine, do it. But
yeah, no, well, it's more painful. I had a friend in high school that between junior high, I guess he had it done. But he went through circumcision later in life, like junior high, and he said it was the most excruciating, painful shit that he ever had in his life.
It probably is just as bad for a baby too. You just don't know because you're not going to remember it.
Right, because you don't have the Ingrams that actually
because all the nerves are still there. It's a very high number of nerves that are in the penis hood.
I will say this though, I agree with what Chesh said, but there is a difference in that when a man is circumcised, as opposed to when a woman's, genitalia is mutilated in this religious ceremony, then they lose all sexual sensation.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge difference, but
removal, essentially, yeah. There's a difference in but that's just whataboutism, right? It's it's worse for the girls, so it's fine to do it to the boys. Well, no, of course not.
No, I'm not saying that whatsoever.
No, I know that's not what you're saying, but what I'm just saying is like those things don't necessarily correlate, right?
Correct.
They're not necessarily related. Like you can't use one to argue for the other. Not
Yeah.
that I'm saying that's what you're doing. I'm just saying
There obviously some
general.
overlap there, but I mean, I think I could be talked out of my position given enough time.
Well, no, there's no more overlap because they circumcised.
Wah wah.
I mean, like I said, I'm comfortable being circumcised because I like it, and I'm glad that I was. But there might be some people that are not comfortable with that, and they wish they weren't. So that should be their choice. They have bodily autonomy. So I have kind of been thinking about that particular position for quite some time. So I like to hear that discussion when you have it.
I think the option should essentially just be do it if you want when you're older, because it's basically for no reason removing someone's choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, side note, sperm valve, yes. Sperm valves are like my favorite thing. Those things are hilarious, and I think everybody should get them. I think they should be an opt-out.
I don't even know what
Like
the hell you're
vaccines.
talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either.
Get a switch for your nutsack. So they basically put a switch that is a valve that turns whether or not you ejaculate on and off.
Why would you want to turn that off?
Because it doesn't hurt. It doesn't actually hurt you. It just it's a valve to stop the sperm from going
just
everywhere.
the sperm, but not the rest of it. Because I mean, most guys tend to like that part of having sex.
Well, yeah, you still
But does
like
it make you-
orgasm.
does it make-
You just it's a way to stop you from like ejaculating into a woman
But
and
does
then
it
still
make
being
you-
able to
does
finish
it-
what you're doing.
Oh, okay. For some of
Does
them,
it make-
okay. So somebody who maybe like has like premature ejaculation.
Well,
Right,
for-
but does it make you last longer though? Does it make you last longer? Or is
that I don't know. I'm not a dude. I don't have one.
Well, you're the
So-
one that brought the topic up of sex valves. You should
Well,
know
yeah,
about
you
it.
just got questions that I don't have the information on yet. I
Okay,
just
you know
know they
what?
exist and they seem awesome.
Cheshire, do some research more on sex, okay? Will you please?
All right, I'll
Learn
get
the
on
topic better.
it. New launch time is for 12:30 a.m. EDT.
They got 107 waiting for that on the Falcon.
Somebody saw Red Space, so they had to delay.
Yeah, SpaceX had to go, whoa, wait a minute, we gotta wait till it's darker. Yeah. Surgeon General, why do you want a nutsack switch? I don't want a nutsack switch. First of all, I don't even know what that would entail. It'd be like a little
Says
rocker.
the woman.
Is that, I mean,
What the hell was it that somebody tweeted earlier, Chesh, that he's a testicle with eyes or a
Oh,
testicle
yeah,
with a
something
fa-
like that.
a
Yeah.
testicle with a face or something
Yeah.
about Reds?
Yeah. That was great. Hold on. I'll see if I can find it.
yeah, I'm just not into this whole testicle switching thing, no.
Well, it's not like in your. Okay, hold on.
Well, it's got to be in there somewhere. I mean, it's like a push button, single throw, double throw. Is it like...
Sperm.
yeah, I don't know if I really want to research this.
I'll look it up right the fuck now.
I'm more concerned if you got to plug that shit in. You got a pump or something in there. You can plug it in and you can shoot like
Okay.
6 feet or something.
Here's the first article that came up. Now, I haven't curated the information yet, so I don't know what is going to be legit in this and what isn't going to be legit in this, but here's the first article I found.
Okay.
Reversible contraceptive for men.
Do they have something like a Peter North valve?
Such as men could one day curb sperm flow and activate easily reversible birth control.
It makes me sad that you know who Peter North is.
He's a legend. We're old, okay?
Yeah.
Anybody who lived through the 80s would know anything about that stuff.
No, you're
Okay,
the next thing I could do is mention Ron Jeremy.
He's still, you know what, you know he has a master's degree in physical education?
Really?
He's a smart dude. Yeah, he's got a master's degree in physical education.
It works by implanting two devices, shut-off valves, in the scrotum. The valves are each as small as a gummy bear, according to the advertisements, and made of non-magnetic metallic components and biocompatible polymer already used in medical implants. The device gets attached to the vas deferens, the two
Vas
ducts
deferens, yeah.
that transfer sperm from
Yeah,
the
that's the
testicles
tubes
to the
that-
urethra.
right.
Yep. During implantation, each vas deferens is cut and the ends are plugged into the in and out tubes of the valve.
Okay, it just sounds like a tubal ligation with a pump, with a little switch in it instead.
Yeah, and it's got a little switch you can press from the outside, like it's close enough to your
Yeah,
skin.
good thing it's
that
not
you can
metallic.
basically-
Can you imagine if that was metallic and you're getting an MRI? Ow. Ouch. That would suck. It would just rip that out.
That would suck. That would be awful.
So suck.
Switching from on and off doesn't produce immediate results, however. The lines have to basically be flushed of swimmers to avoid pregnancy.
Yeah, see, what good is that then? I mean, you can't just turn it off in the middle and go, oh, well, I'm just going to shut it off.
Yeah, no, you have to be prepped. So, like, if you're going to go out for the night, you think you're going to get laid, you turn it on, you have all day, and then you'll be fine.
Well, you got to flush it though, a little bit.
You realize this falls under the category of transhumanism, right?
Yes.
Estimates that this would take about 30 ejaculations or about a month. Thus, the method will not work as an emergency contraceptive. So it's like if you're a dude and you don't want to get pregnant, you keep this thing on until you're ready to, and then it takes about a month, and then you'll be able to get someone.
Yeah, that sounds. I mean, again, it's almost just like you're having your tubes snipped. You know, like a vasectomy, just a switch.
Yeah, it's a switch, but it's
easy. Yeah, it's more reversible than it would be for
and it's about the same length of time if you're taking pregnancy pills without the negative side effects of all the hormones.
Yeah. By the way, the withdrawal method doesn't work. That's why they call me daddy.
Womp womp.
The rhythm method.
After the implantation, the valve switches can be flipped by simply pushing in on them through the skin. In the off position for sperm, how many men are going to forget which direction is on and which direction is off?
That's a good question too.
Sperm are diverted out of the ducts and dumped back into the scrotal tissue where they would theoretically be reabsorbed into the body. Jesus. $5,426.
Now you're an expert on it. See? Now you can actually probably perform them too. All you need to do is read something on the internet and you become an expert and you're able to do the procedure yourself.
Oh, well,
that's how it works.
Red is being outfitted with that as we speak.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Reds does not want a bunch of little red babies all over the place, man. Looking like him. No, that's cruel and unusual. That's child abuse right there, just to have kids that look like him.
Child abuse.
Well, I think this is going to work out, guys. I was kind of hoping to get one more person in Skype in here just to kind of practice more. And doesn't Skype allow you to have a phone call, like a number somebody can call?
It used to. I don't know how it functions now, though. I'd have to go through it.
Does anyone want to come in? Does one more person want to try this out so I can make sure these NDI inputs are working okay? Because I kind of like this because it doesn't change the layout and I don't have to use Zoom.
I can't find the testicle comment. I'm sorry, I tried.
And this is
Does it come over the remote control? That'd be easiest. Have a little remote control.
Is this so this is what you're doing? It's all through Skype, or you're just bringing people in through Skype?
Yeah, no, it's all through Skype through NDI input, and so the NDI input allows each person through Skype to have their own individual camera settings. So I don't have to do like cut and layout. I can just bring them as an NDI. So if somebody leaves, it doesn't screw anybody else up. And also, I have a desktop NewTek NDI program that when they come in, it actually shows me their bandwidth, and it shows me if they're like good or if they're bad. It gives me a scale to look at.
I still want to know what happens if I try and screen share, if it fucks everything up, or if it just takes over my space. I think it's changed.
I think it's changed over your space. Well, try it. I think it just takes over your space.
All right, we'll give it a shot.
All right. If you have children in the room, have them leave now, please.
Tell me how it looks.
Yeah, see, it doesn't show on the outside.
It doesn't show. Oh, it doesn't show.
No, it just shows in the internal.
Oh, okay.
Now, hang on a second. Let me see if it actually did another source or anything. NDI stream. Are you still sharing?
Yep.
Okay. I can actually add a screen share. There we go. Look at that. That's your screen share. Yes, I can do it as a separate input.
And they can see it on the outside now.
Yes.
I'm watching this for it to catch up.
Yep.
Well, yeah. How much of a delay is there?
12 seconds or so, give or take.
12 seconds.
Yeah, the launch has been delayed a little bit. It's starting at 2:30, I think, now.
So you're doing a screen share.
Their
What are we
time.
supposed to be looking at here then?
I've just got the thing up. I'm not showing anybody anything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there it is. So you just have to move it
Yeah.
into a spot. Well,
Cool.
that'd be cool for people to do presentations. So, like, if you wanted to do your agnosticism presentation, you could have people here, and then you can share your screen in the big middle spot.
Yeah, I got part 2 to do on that too, and also you can do whiteboard too. But I don't. Okay, so if I do a whiteboard,
Now, I don't ask this question to be an asshole. I'm being serious now. Like, is there anybody out there that doesn't, that hasn't heard this yet, that has, like, is still doubting,
doubting what?
the atheist agnostic argument? I mean,
No, it's funny because I had a discussion with Tangel last night with Ozzy and Hoyt, and Hoyt has some weird things that he believes. Ozzy and I, Malpass, don't agree with him. But anyways, he's really well read in philosophy. So things he knows really well, but on some things I think he kind of misses the mark. But Tangel's come around, and she's definitely trying to explain to the ACA. And I had a guy on my Facebook today, matter of fact, like literally just before we went on air, he posted this. This was 3 hours ago. He said, Steve, and this is public if you want to go to my Facebook. And by the way, if you want to friend me on Facebook, do it quick. I have 4,957 friends, so you only get 5,000. So do it quick. But he says, Steve, I deeply and wholly disagree with you on your stance on agnostic and atheist. But as far as philosophy goes, I will say you are correct. And he goes on to talk about why. So he believes that I am correct technically, but he has reasons why he likes the shit definitions better. Okay, fine. We can discuss that. I think he's wrong on that. But at least I think more people are acknowledging that what I'm putting out is correct. Unfortunately, Arn and Matt have doubled and tripled and quadrupled down on that, especially Arn. I will be addressing his blog on me. I just need to decide whether I want to do it live or I want to do it pre-recorded.
I'll be back in 1 second.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do it like normally I just do them live, but what do you guys think? Should I just do it? I plan to write a blog on it, but should I read the blog live or should I just do a
you should
pre-recorded?
just do a video on it and then do it as a premiere.
And do it as a premiere?
Yeah.
I could possibly do that.
Then that way you can more accurately like cover every point instead of doing it on the fly.
Well, but see, the thing is, if I don't do it live, I don't go back and edit stuff, right? I'm not really good at editing stuff, so I prefer to be live on air because there's no takebacks. You say something, it's going to be out there in perpetuity. Ha! See what I did there? And this is how I operate in 6 years. I'm used to being live. But if I do a takedown of his blog, which, by the way, was horrific, there's not a single person I know about philosophy that has looked at that blog and went, oh, that was brilliant. Not one. It was full of straw mans. It was full of epistemological errors. It was full of assertions that were backed by any literature. It was just bad. In fact, there are some people calling it the young earth creationism of philosophy. So I was like, there's just so much wrong with this. I wouldn't even know where to begin. It would take me probably 2 presentations to show everything that he said that it was just unbelievably wrong. And it's sad too because he's talked to people that he knows these topics, and they're all telling him, "Aaron, you're flogging a dead horse here. You're just wrong. You have to stop trying to convince people in your echo chamber that Steve and et al. Are incorrect on this because it's making you look really foolish." So, whatever. Aaron won't discuss this with me ever, and I've kind of lost the will to. But it's a shame. He might be able to come back and we'll hang out and talk about other things, but it won't be on this topic. But he thinks that I'm somehow being dishonest because I'm correcting him in his way of thinking that just doesn't make sense. He tried to convince people that not B, not P is a double negative, and we're just looking at him going, dude, that's not how it works in logic. One's a negation of the predicate, one's a negation of the proposition. A double negation would be something like not P, right? So if you say, I do not believe that if you say not P would be something like the car is the car is blue, the car is not blue. It is not the case the car is not blue. That would be a double negation. So, which means the car is blue, right?
Well, not P is just P, isn't it?
Not P is P, yeah.
I gotta go get myself some alcohol.
Are you drinking tonight? Are we having one of those nights? This isn't rum and coke night.
That's because I don't have a rum and coke. This is Mike's Hard cranberry lemonade.
But I thought we have an agreement that we drink together, and else you're an alcoholic.
You're pretending like your booze isn't right beside you right now.
Actually, it isn't. I put it in the kitchen.
Well,
So,
How
ha!
are you gonna frame it?
Ha!
Steve, I got news for you, Steve. You're not a drinker.
I'm not a big drinker, no. No, I don't. I can't. I'm medically impossible for me to drink that much. I would probably blow a hole in my stomach first. I've tried, but it's just I don't like drinking heavily.
Oh, he's back. Oh.
Who?
Oh, great, of course. Of course.
Oh,
They're
now I can add
letting
him.
anyone in here now.
All right,
They're
so
letting anyone in here now.
let me add him back. I want to see if I can do this now. So we have a guest joining us.
Oh, so we're seeing him.
Oh,
before-
look at that! Look at that! I can just add him straight away like that. Isn't that awesome? Now if I can figure a way to add him pre-sized, I'll have to work on that. How do I add? Can I add you pre-sized?
How the hell should I know what you need?
I'll have to figure that out. There must be a way to probably add you, but
So,
whatever.
so hey Nick,
Yeah.
what do you think about the topic that we're going to be discussing Saturday?
Hold on one second. You're gonna need to refresh my memory. I'm still on jet lag.
We're talking about. They're talking about penis clipping,
Drive lag.
clipping the tips of penises.
No. About religious female subservience. And
Oh,
then
yes.
and then that court case that I mentioned about they were arguing that female genital mutilation is a religious right.
Yep. No, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward in large parts of the legal aspect because, as you guys know, that's my jam. But that aside, that's Hitch had said that the best way to end poverty was the empowerment of women. And I'm sitting there going, look, I'm all for female empowerment, but really? And then you sit and think about that for more than 5 minutes. You're like, oh, he's onto something. And it's as you know, you saw that meme I did today, but I've actually got a whole host of memes on just that. And
You guys think I'm a meme lord? Go follow Nick on Twitter.
that's a fair observation. Yeah.
And the funny thing was, I just got done DMing you about that, and then I saw that meme that you put out on Twitter. I was like, oh, here's
that wasn't even my most. That wasn't my most assertive on the topic, but I'm really looking forward to it. That's definitely. I think that's a great topic, and I'm looking forward to being there.
Yeah, I think this is going to be.
Am I gonna fight with Sokka again? Is Sokka gonna be like, fuck women?
Oh God! If you and Sokka are there, hold on. I'm going to start to sell tickets. Hold on, I got to figure out you got to go through Ticketmaster for that because that's going to be.
But I can tell you right now, this will be of the whatever 5 or 6 streams I've done in my life. I imagine this will be the one that I do the most research for. I can tell you that.
Hit me up in the DM. I think never. You don't want to know.
I'm sorry, but going to Pornhub is probably not considered research.
Really? Well, if it is, I research every day. If it is, yeah.
I think it's tax deductible though. It better be, or else I got to make some phone calls. But hit me up in the DM and we'll chat. I've got some. And the other thing is, there have been some female atheists who are grossly or underrepresented in the canon, and you got to realize that for everything that the male atheists went through, female atheists had it even worse. So I mean, burning at the stake, that's okay.
Go look at the story of Hypatia. She didn't end well. That didn't end well for her.
Well, here, okay, so if you're gonna talk about genital mutilation, and fine, but if you want to take, what if they don't want to be that religion when they grow up?
Yeah, right. No, but besides that, there's no possible way you can convince me that harming a human being like that is considered to be a religious right. It's not. There's no possible way.
No. Because you're infringing on the rights of someone else.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how, almost everything's a right.
Specifically bodily autonomy.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a question of which right is superior, and obviously the right of the child is
Yes.
superior to the right of the parent to exercise their.
Well, and parents have
they
been
have the right, but
arrested for trying to advocate their supposed parental rights by giving homeopathy to like kids and denying them proper medical attention. Kids have been actually removed from their households because the judge is like, no. Like, for example, like the kid that just recently to me was in the news that the parent didn't want them to have chemotherapy. And the judge said, no, this kid's going to die if he doesn't have chemo. The kid's rights supersede your medical inexperience and your inept parenting, and the kid got chemo. So...
Well, no, it was because there was the one where the mother kidnapped the kid, and they only had they had a couple of weeks to find him before it would be passed, and they got him in time. But both the parents were against it. The father got arrested, but he changed his mind and said, "Okay, let's find my kid and my wife," and he helped them find him, and they got him in time, and the kid had a recovery. But it was
Chat's asking real quickly, what type of women's mutilation are you talking about? Are you talking about all like internal cutting? Or are you just talking about like clit removal? Like, what are you?
I mean, as far as I only know of one, where I think they actually removed the clitoris, don't they?
Yeah, it depends. But yeah, but save it for the discussion because I want to listen to that. I know Red's got his hangout coming up here, so I don't want to keep this open too much longer. Like I said, I think I practiced what I need to know, and I think we can make this work. So if you guys want to see that on a morning for Chesh and I, what day works for everybody? Monday, you think? Like after weekend?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Monday morning hangover coffee?
Yeah, Monday morning. We'll do a Monday morning hangout hangover review thing. Sure.
Yeah, we can like review news that came out over the weekend or review whatever was talked about on this channel or whatever channel the week before.
We'll do that on my channel. Not this channel.
Just real quick though, I was going to ask you guys, Nick, Steve, Josh, if you know, can you think of anybody that would come on Saturday and defend female subservience?
Yeah, I do, but you're going to have to get a hold of him. Tommy Hall.
Tommy Hall.
If I had given enough time to research, I might be able to play devil's advocate for you.
That's no fun.
Yeah.
No, Tommy Hall. Do you know Tommy Hall, John?
I have not heard that name.
Okay, Tommy Hall is an anti-vaxxing, young Earth creationist, intellectual moron, scientific illiterate, who is under the impression that you can't rape your wife, and that once you're married, the wife is subservient to the male, such that anything that the male wants, that is the job of the female to perform to the best of their capability, regardless of whether they want to or not. He's a real piece of work.
Sounds like Steven Anderson.
Yeah, well, he's from that school, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, what time were you doing this on Saturday?
2 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, Eastern
that's
time?
early. That's
11
11 my
double
time.
Checking. Chat is asking for UK time, so I'm just swapping it over.
Do you guys think we should use
That would be 7 p.m.
Let me ask you guys,
there
do
you go.
you think we should
7
switch
p.m.
over to like universal time, like have like a standard? Because everybody's like in different time zones. It's very confusing. If we use like UDP, then that wouldn't be a problem. They can
I
convert.
think it's fine as long as you say which time zone you're talking about, because
And
then people
have
can
to
just
convert
look it
it.
up. Yeah, just always put.
I
whatever
prefer
time zone
Pacific time, but there's a lot of
you're-
East
Gee, really?
Coasters.
Why?
Yeah, well, because I'm in Pacific.
Well, actually, me and Steve had a moment where we were talking past each other like about a week ago because he was talking about his time zone and I'm talking about my time zone. And I'm going, wait a minute, you're going to do it then? And he's like...
Happens all the time. Happens with Ozzy, too. It happens with everybody like 3 or 4 hours ahead.
Just say your
so.
time zone at the end of your times, always.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, I'll figure something out. Like I said, I think you're right. As long as I say, at 5 o'clock Pacific or 8 o'clock Eastern, then any people can kind of figure it out. But
Yeah, well,
I do
keep
wa-
in mind that if they're sitting on, if you have a YouTube channel sitting on like a preview, it will automatically change the time to their time.
yeah, that's true. And I also want to do a show like 12 o'clock my time, noon, which is actually 8 o'clock in the UK. So I know a lot of UK people have messaged me and say, hey, you're stitched on too late. We have to watch it after the fact. We kind of like to watch it live so we can comment in the live chat. I think that makes sense to me. So I think once a week we'll do a 12 o'clock UK tea and crumpet thing.
So that's an afternoon one?
Matter of fact, we could do it. You know, if we're gonna have morning coffee at like
Yeah, we could just do it.
we could make it a
at
UK
like 10.
morning coffee thing, and that way it's for the UK. We'll have like tea and coffee, or I don't know. We'll figure out something.
And
We'll
then
say
because they're-
we'll say
yeah,
it.
No, that makes,
Hang on,
that
hang on,
actually makes a lot
hang
of
on.
sense
Look at.
because they're going to
Shh.
be...
Hey, wait. We'll say it's for the UK audience, so they feel important. We don't
Well,
want
no,
to
it
leave
makes
them out.
perfect sense because we're going to be if we're talking about like the stuff that went on that week, they're also still had to watch all those things. So now they get to live comment on the stuff that was going on beforehand.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good point.
So how are we going to make the Canadians feel important?
We don't care about the Canadians.
Okay.
Canadians don't care about Canadians.
A little bit. It's a little bit true.
We have two token Canadians. We have her and Dave.
That's true.
Yeah,
Oh, Shannon lives here too.
Yeah, but she hasn't been around for a while.
Yeah,
So is Paul Gia too.
She's not on the show much.
Yeah, she's got other things she's got going on.
Well, doesn't Nick know a couple other Canadians that you could probably grab if you wanted to?
Oh God, yes, I have.
Do you?
Yeah, about 80% of my contact list is Canadians.
Oh, there you go.
I love Canadians. I love being up Canada. I've been to Canada. I've been to Vancouver. I loved it up there. I do love Canadians. Don't get all... People are like, oh, Steve, you're bashing on Canadians. I love Canadians. They're beautiful people with great voices.
The people that were... I'm going to ask chat this real quick because I want to get their opinion. So Reds was getting lampooned by his friends that are with him right now at Falcon Heavy, and they were saying that he was like, no, you've said tons of bad shit about Canada. What the fuck are you talking about? And now I'm considering doing a deep dive of all of his videos, pulling clips of all the times he talked shit about Canada and clipping it all into one video.
Which is quite a few
called
times,
Reds Hates
actually.
Canada.
Yeah, it's quite a few times.
What do you guys think? Is that worth
I
it?
think that's a winner.
We
I
like
think
you.
that's a
We like
winner.
you going deep. Yeah. So deep dive.
Oh my God. Hey, let me plug something else real quick from a mutual friend of all of ours, super favorite of Cheshire's. Tomorrow, at some point, be looking for the notification. Sock account on his channel is going to be engaging with Sky Out.
Ah,
Oh, God.
lucky him.
Yeah,
Lucky him.
yeah, he's going to have Sky Out on and most likely tear Sky Out a new one.
Yeah, that's.
What's the topic?
Presupposition, he's going to let Sky Out run his presuppositional argument by him.
Ah, I would love to. Why can't I be a part of that? I would love to listen
Well,
to that.
he said that he's going to talk to Sky Out for about a half hour, and then he's going to let other people in, so you can definitely probably come in there.
Well, no, because there's other people I hang out with. I love Soccer Count to death, but there's other people that go into his channel that I don't deal with. But yeah, no, I want to get back in the pre-sup a little bit. I don't see too many people running pre-sup any longer, but Sci-10's still around, and I know
Never go
Sci-10
full
wants to come on.
pre-sup.
Yeah, he's going to come on eventually and talk about some stuff. So I gotta practice my pre-sup stuff. So
He challenged me to a debate not that long ago. Actually, I was not. Yes, he did. It was we got into an argument over whether atheists believe. I agreed to take a polygraph, and we were doing that for a while. And I said, "Well, polygraph isn't going to work." I said, "Okay, fine, brain scan." Like, well, how about you and I just get into a debate? And we started sort of half talking about it, but it was, and I was like, well, actually, I don't even know who you are. I was like, well, why are you challenging me to a debate?
no, I gotta tell you, I really do think that Sci-10 Burnett really does believe his stuff. I really think he thinks that there are no atheists. I mean, he's not just like I've talked to him, many times in private and in public. I am thoroughly convinced he absolutely, without a doubt, believes that all people know God and that they're just, what is it, rejecting him in what is it called in their righteousness? What's the adage? I don't even remember. But he thinks there are no such thing as atheists because they're just theists that are just denying that God exists because they want to live in sin kind of thing. It's bizarre, but I do think he actually believes that. Yeah.
I'd be
Oh, I
willing
have no
to
doubt he
believe
does.
him
Yes.
over like Ken Ham and Ray Comfort because
Ken Ham, I don't
just-
believe. Ken Ham, I
Yeah,
don't believe.
just between the two of them, I think Ray Comfort's a little bit more genuine than Ken Ham is, but I think both of them mix in what they believe with what they don't really. They're not really convinced, but it's kind of part of the shtick. Where it's like so there's kind of like a two-way street going on where some of what they're saying they kind of believe and some of what they say they fully believe and so it's all meshed in together. It makes it hard to weed out what is actually they think and what is you know, they're pushing it.
Did you see Bill Ludlow's new video today?
No, I didn't. What's it about?
Yeah, well, there was this guy who gives tours at the Grand Canyon who's a young Earth creationist, and he had video of this guy explaining to his tour group how the Grand Canyon actually formed, air quotes, actually, and, you know, talking about how it was formed by the aftermath of the flood and just all kinds of nonsense. And then Bill was, of course, interjecting and explaining all the nonsense. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you know, the whole Grand Canyon thing, I mean, I can't believe they were running that nonsense, because I think Steve Austin, who has a legit PhD, he has to know he's full of shit. There's no possible way. It's so egregious that he's using like a pyroclastic flow from Mount St. Helens to be comparative to something like the Grand Canyon, where you can literally see the disconformities and the paraconformities and the unconformities and all these different structures and layers. These things are seriously over millions and millions of years, and we know the uplift. We know how that process works. There's no possible way that was formed over the flood. I mean, I don't think he for a second believes that. I think he's full of shit.
And he had some things in there where, like, this tour guide, he was talking about, like, where they had fossilized footprints on this slab of whatever it was, limestone or something. And he was talking about it as if, well, the reason they were formed that way is because this animal obviously was running up the hill and kept sliding down and was running up the hill. Well, what it was a slab that had broken away, and that's why it was like sitting at the bottom on an angle. And, you know, Bill stopped and pointed that out. He's talking about this animal running uphill because the slab was laying at an angle after having broken off, you know, further up, and it was just, you know, you gotta go watch.
That's why I don't believe they believe their own bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, John, I gotta wrap. Go ahead, because I gotta wrap this up.
No, all I was gonna say was he's only got 4,000 subs, and to me that's a travesty. Bill.
I love Bill. I mean, Bill got started on my channel. I told him he was going to be a superstar. He was unknown. Nobody knew who the hell he was. Then he debated Hovind on my channel, and all of a sudden, he skyrocketed in credibility. People just loved him. My channel has launched a lot of people like that, and I'm grateful. Another person that right now who just messages me is called Epic Math Time. He started a channel. He's a PhD student and math friend of mine that I've known for quite some time. He wants to do something in collaboration with me and Lan and Kurt Knoll. But if you haven't seen Epic Math Time, go check him out too. But I'm going to put the link to the launch in the live chat there. So we're going to be migrating over there shortly. If you guys have not followed me on Twitter, please do so, because that's the best way to reach me. If you want to become a patron, that's great as well. $1 for $5 a month. It doesn't have to be very much. I'm just grateful that people are becoming patrons with me, because my Patreon was really low there for a while. So thank you so much for that. And that's one of the things.
You're gonna have to let Patreon start picking topics.
Yeah, no, I want them to. No, they're by all means pick a topic. We'll get somebody on it. I have communicated with pretty much every Patreon there is. I've thanked each one personally. If I missed somebody, I apologize, only because of this shit going down. But I think I've thanked every one of them. And also, I post stuff, and I let them know what's going on. I let them know when we're having hangouts. Not this one, because this was spur of the moment practice, but I tell them what's going on, and they always have open lines to me if they want something. So yeah. But there's something else about adding. Twitter, Facebook, Great Debate Community. Oh, I guess that's it, huh? All right. Well, the Slippery Slope Show. Don't forget about that. You got
the Empty Chair Show.
Yeah, you got to promote the Slippery Slope Show. It's not even out yet. You got to get 1,000 subs before you even monetize. So maybe you get 1,000 subs before you even go for your first video.
Oh Jesus! If we can get to that, maybe once we get a little bit of promo finishing out, once David gets his computer in, which is in the mail, I think. So once he gets that fixed and set up, we should be able to start pumping out a little bit of like promo videos before the actual videos start. So maybe once we have some actual promo videos, getting to 1,000 might not be so mountainous.
Okay. Well, I think it's possible.
You got a Discord too, don't you, Steve?
Yeah, we have the Great Debate Community Discord. We haven't done much with it in a while. As soon as I think that when you start running more things, we'll probably have that. Oh, we're also going to be running after shows for the Modern Day Debate channel on this channel as well. So when James has a debate, we're going to be running the after show or pre-show on this one so we can talk about it, which I think is going to be fun.
Well, plus, doesn't Boo set up another Discord, didn't he?
Boo has his own Discord as well. Discord,
okay,
Discords are a dime a dozen. I'm not a big Discord fan. So, but there are people that still want to use Discord. We do have a GDC Discord, so. All right. So anyways, thanks for kind of helping us test us out, guys. I think this is going to actually work. So when we do our stuff on, my main channel, we don't have to figure all this technical stuff out because this was an ordeal. I'm not going to front. Even with this new system, this was a long, complicated process to figure out how to get the NDI right. So, all right.
Restart his computer and everything.
I restarted 3 times. All right.
It's a big deal.
Go watch the Falcon Heavy watch. Go say hi to Reg, Sean Hufford, and all the anti-flat Earth people over there, man. We're going to be watching the Falcon Heavy with you guys because that's
Link is in the chat.
Shit.
We'll be in the chat.
Link is in the chat. Peace.